pitching their tent next to the same sea they risked their lives crossing. From here they can clearly see the Turkish coast where they sailed from. Their new home is a beach next to a refugee camp staffed by volunteers, which was set up last year. Now it houses about 1,000 men, women and children, officially anyway.
As you can see, people even stay in the beach, in camping tents, because there is no space inside the camp. And I think these people in this tent are not counted.
A repatriation agreement between the European Union and Turkey came into effect on the 20th of March. Since then, nobody's been transferred from islands like this to the mainland.
All the time
Wasim Omar, an English teacher, arrived with his wife and 3 children just after the cut-off date. It's been months since they had their asylum interview, and he says they're starting to lose hope.
In Syria, when there's bombing, you just die one time. But here, every day, you die many times. Because when you sit and looking at your children and you're looking and review about your future, review about your life, and you say to yourself that when you were live in Syria, your life is more better than here.
The refugee crisis has led to a drop in the number of tourists coming here from Europe. And recently, some local residents have staged angry protests calling for the camps to be closed. The town's deputy mayor says the situation is unfair on everyone.
We have 2 populations that are living in the same city together. They were friendly at the beginning, but they were abandoned by the EU and the Greek government. And at the moment, they both have to be supported in order to find a way to overcome this crisis.
This wall next to the camp is part of an ancient fortress built to keep out the enemy. But now some of the refugees here feel like they're coming up against invisible walls of bureaucracy and mistrust. And it's all having an effect on their health. This Syrian woman didn't want to be identified, but she told us her mental health has suffered since being beaten by Greek police. Al Jazeera can't verify that allegation, but the scars from her cutting herself with a piece of glass are real enough.
I'm thinking of ending my life, because this is not Europe. Europe is supposed to be a place of law and human rights.
Some of the refugees here dream of a life in another country. Others do feel supported in Greece, but still want to know when they can move on to start to study or to work. And right now, nobody has any answers. Nadim, Al Jazeera, Chios.